art students, it's Sarah Farrington bringing you another studio tour. If you've not seen the previous ones, I hope that you will go check them out. This week's video is all about concept. Most of the videos before this one have been about materials and techniques. So what I make, how I make it, and with what. But concept is a little different because it's about the idea behind the artwork, what the artwork means. Most of the voices that you'll hear today are those of my art students, some 3rd through 5th graders. The audio that you'll hear came directly from interviews that I had from each student. I would like to take a second to thank those students and their families for their participation in this project. For their privacy, I will only be using their first initial. So, let's meet the voices that you'll hear today and get started with our video.
My train of thought is still boarding at the station.
I might want to go here one day.
How do I look? Do I look stylish?
How did you make it look like it was real?
How many paper cuts do you get?
Like fancy?
When trying to determine what an artwork means, you can use the art criticism steps of describe, analyze, interpret, and evaluate. We start with describing. Using the most detail you can, describe what you see. Pretend as though you are speaking to someone who cannot see the artwork. Look for colors, textures, size, material, and subject matter.
I guess it looks like there's 2 rooms,
Kind of like a bedroom and a living room.
except there's not a full wall. There's just like a little partition.
It looks like a living room, but on the other side is like a bed. I see the bed that is on the other side of the fireplace.
The bed honestly looks kind of real to a regular bed.
It's the actual size of a normal bed.
It's all life-size, and it's very realistic looking.
Well, I think that it's kind of like what somebody's house would be like.
There's kind of like a sleek vibe to it.
There's like lots of decorative details. A lot of things are showing people's needs. Like I see pillows and wants like plants and portraits.
A normal house, a little bit of stuff sitting on the floor. I don't see any dirt clothes, no toys, nothing. Just a wood floor.
Usually, in a regular home, the bed isn't made.
It's a lot of white.
You can kind of see different shades of white. I think it really reflects the shadows, how if you add like the wood floor, it really pops with the white because it gives people another color. If you look at the white and then you look at the rug, it kind of looks darker, so it looks like there's shadows reflecting the couch and the table. The drawers, how they're shaded around it, it looks like they open.
And it's all made out of paper. And then everything is like handmade.
See a chair made out of paper, a lamp made out of paper. I see a couch made out of paper, pillows made out of paper, plants made out of paper.
The rug might not be paper, I'm not sure. The outlet is definitely not paper.
I think there's even outlets, so that's pretty cool.
Wait, what? It's made out of paper? That like really amazes me because I'm like, wow, that's huge, and it's pretty much just paper. I can't believe that.
Well, I think it's cool that it has like the exact shape of it, and it doesn't even look like it's made out of paper. It just looks like it's made out of white material.
Some of it looks like it's wood and painted.
That just seems altogether too real to be paper.
The tiles, they kind of look like they're made out of paper, but they come out of the museum. So I think they're like tiles.
Next, we analyze, which means that we look to see how the artwork was made, how and why certain materials were used, and how the elements and principles of art have been used.
I can tell the pillows are paper because there's like wrinkles everywhere. It looks like a pillow,
but it also looks like a piece of paper at the same time.
How the plant curves around, it looks like it's growing. The chair had dents where chairs usually have dents. Looks more realistic with dents.
I guess it might be made out of paper because paper can be flexed, it can be flat, it can be folded, you can make edges. I don't think you can do that with plastic or metal, especially the rug.
Paper is easy to fold and make like intricate little things, almost like origami.
You can make pretty much anything out of paper.
But I think that you used it because it's a huge challenge and that it's like something new.
To show people that paper it can be strong in any way.
You can make textures, apparently, from the rug.
I feel like the tables and like the flat things are all the same texture.
The texture of the bed, that it's pulled back, kind of looks like it's really a cover.
I feel like if I were to like touch the pillows, and the bed would be a really different texture because it's all folded and like crinkled. And also the carpet, because it's just little pieces all together. The downsides to it would probably be like cutting it and folding it, because that might be challenging.
It also might be harder to create little ridges of texture with the right curve without actually crumpling the entire thing. It could get crushed, it could be crumpled if it's not sturdy enough, especially if it's a gallery. People really have to be careful.
I think most of it's made out of paper, but there is something holding it up. So there might be some wood like under it to keep it standing.
The inside might be made out of metal, but paper around it.
I think you use cardboard. It just depends on how heavy or how big it is. If it needs lots of structure like the bed, it's very big. And
The pillows, how you make it so like fluff? I guess it's just like paper inside of the paper.
Well, since it's made out of paper and paper is usually white, I think it's why it's all white.
I think it's all white to like add to the effect that it's paper, because like if it was all color, you probably wouldn't know that it was paper and it would look really real.
When you look at it, you can imagine the color. It's not just like plain white. It's like you can see the color in it. It has some perfectly white tint to it. It kind of gives you an outline that highlights the room. It's like drawing.
Next, interpret. Based on all of your observations with describing and analyzing, you are trying to figure out what the artwork communicates. Use your own experiences to help you interpret the artwork. A great place to start is the title.
I think it might be called a model home because it's literally a model. It showed what it's supposed to look like.
It's a model of something that's real.
An idea of what normal looks like.
I think it's the title because it's all life size and it's everyday objects that you would see in your home.
What it's like in real life.
the subject of this is home.
The title model home implies that it might be perfect for us.
Like the house that you like. It don't have to be perfect.
Pretty much every household is not perfect. There might be like a water problem, a broken faucet, or the lights don't turn on.
But it's more of like a model and not for actual function. You can't really use it because it would probably break or like mess up the little details. I think that like the point of this is to sort of know that it's paper if you like look at it for a long period of time.
I think the way the paper is fragile might work to your benefit.
Maybe not paper is not much of a good material because people might get confused and think it's an actual couch because it kind of looks real, like very realistic, and they might sit on it and they just fall. Because it's paper. We ain't going to be able to sit on paper.
Because you never know. I might sink down and I'm going to fall on the floor.
I get the feeling that I really want to sit on it, even though I know I can't. It would kind of feel weird. Like you have all this furniture, but you're not going to sit down on it or touch any of it.
I don't think I'd want to sit on it because I'd be like, I don't want to hurt it. Like, it's paper. I don't want to mess it up.
If you sit on it, it would be a home, not a model home. Models are usually stuff that people look at, not actually do things with. Model homes are homes that give people an idea of what their home could look like. A model of a house that can come true.
Since you're in this house and you can't sit on anything, it feels like you don't have a point for the furniture. It was just really hard not to sit down on anything because even though I know I couldn't, I just really want to do it because it's a home and you have all this furniture, and furniture is for sitting and touching and laying down on it.
IKEA is kind of like that. I've never seen a model home, but I've been to IKEA. Everything's colorful and it has like real furniture. They have rooms and then they have like fake picture frames and fake little plants, fake computers. Like they do have real books, I know that. Sometimes have fake lamps. In the little kitchen setups, they have like fake food put out and all sorts of stuff.
Model homes, you can't actually live in that house, but you can imagine what your house would be like. You actually can see yourself lying down on the couch or lying down in the bed. I think that it being white gives off a lot. The picture frames are white, so like what memory would I put here? Have the chance to paint it in your mind. One person would be thinking, maybe we can make the like bed blue, and another person would be like, maybe we can make the bed red. And maybe it's to make people appreciate colors. Since everything is white, I think the message is no place like home, or people make the house colorful.
Yeah, nobody lives there. There ain't no imaginary stick people walking everywhere.
I like the idea of people living there.
I mostly see like the people that could live there.
It won't look like a model home if there's wrinkles and stuff, but it looks more like a home if there is wrinkles, because it's like somebody has slept here, somebody has moved this, the plant has been watered recently.
The wrinkles make it more realistic, but also to show that like this is like a home, like the bed had just been made and that it's been like used.
Wrinkles must have happened over time.
My favorite part is the rug because it has those papers that are cut, how they're all like spread out. It looks like a kid or an adult has like walked on it. It gives off the trace like it's a home, like people can live here. The way that the covers or the pillows aren't taped on or glued on to the bed, it's kind of like saying, come make me home.
And last, evaluate. Based on your observations and interpretation, do you think the artwork is successful? Why or why not? This is also a great time to consider who is the audience for the artwork.
I think the artist made it like for a community.
Anyone can look at it, but it takes a special person to say, I can imagine portraits or pictures on the paintings. If you're mature enough to like appreciate it, then I think it was meant for you.
I don't think it was made for anybody in specific or just like made for fun. I feel like younger kids wouldn't really like care, but like older kids and adults would enjoy this. I think that you have like a lot of patience because this is a lot of stuff and it's paper and it's like a lot of folding. You're very creative to come up with a whole model home made out of paper.
You made this?
I didn't know you made that. I wonder what was this place like located at, because I would want to live there at some point.
This took forever to make in that this is very intricate and please don't touch. I think that it's very successful because like this isn't like a usual thing, seeing a whole model home made out of just paper.
I like it.
The best art I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you so much for watching this week's video, and a big thank you again to my student participants and their families.